So hi everyone, thank you so much for being here today. We have a very exciting presentation with Emily today, who's going to be speaking on creating your own stop motion animation advert. So it's going to be a great session here. Teachers, if you wouldn't mind just quickly putting how many students are with you in the chat box so that we know. And then at the end of the session, I will be posting polls. Teachers, if you could just answer the polls for the majority of students, that would be great. So Emily, I'll hand it over to you.
Okay, hi everyone. Welcome. It's really nice to see you all. There are a lot of you, which is really exciting. We're going to try and make it as hands-on as possible, so we'll try and get you doing lots of stuff. If I ask any questions, there'll be a couple of little quizzy things. Please feel free to put the answers in the chat. I'll also be asking you to do little bits of your own work. So if you are happy to share those or put them on the camera, that would be really awesome. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen. This is the bit where it always goes wrong, so hopefully it will be successful. Okay, can everyone see? That's not a no, so I'm going to think that's a yes. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about stop motion animation. So my name's Emily Jones and I work for Oxford Brookes University. So we're quite a new university based in Oxford, surprise, surprise. So there are actually two universities in Oxford. There's the one you've probably already heard of, that's quite old and it's got lots of different colleges. And there's Oxford Brookes, which is a lot newer. And we tend to focus a lot more on job routes into jobs for universities. So we're really well known for things like nursing and motorsport engineering and architecture, and then we also have a really great school of art.
Teachers, please do make sure that you're muted throughout the presentation. Thank you.
I do appreciate the enthusiasm though. So okay, so part of my job is to talk to schools and young people about the different courses that we do. And one of my special courses that I look after is film. So that's kind of what we're going to be looking at today. So in this session, we're going to look at different types of animation, and then we're going to focus on specifically what is stop motion animation. We're then going to talk about how to storyboard for your very own stop motion advert. We'll look a little bit into camera angles, and then we'll send you away knowing how to make your very own stop motion animation. Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk about different types of animation. Okay, so there's lots and lots of different types. You might just think of animation as one, like maybe just a cartoon, but there's actually lots of different types and there's lots of different skills that go into different types of animation. So the first thing I want you to do is I've got these clips here from 5 different types of animation, and they might be stuff that you're familiar with already. And then we've got the 5 different names for these types of animation. What I want you to try and do is match up which type of animation goes with which film or cartoon you can see on the screen. So what I'm going to do is give you maybe 1 or 2 minutes to have a think about it with the person next to you of which one goes with which, and then we'll feed back as a group and see whether you got it right. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes and I'm going to set a timer. So 2 minutes to discuss with the person next to you which picture goes with which type of animation. Okay, and your time starts now. You've got 1 minute left. Okay, classes, that is your time up. So if you could wrap up your conversations and come back to face the board, we'll see if we can get some feedback. Oh, we've got one group already got their bets in. So teachers, if you want to pop any ideas that your class has in the chat, and then we'll try and go through them together. Okay, we've got some really good answers already. And we've got some different answers. So some people are already disagreeing with each other, which I love. Okay, so the most common answer so far is Avatar is CGI. So we're going to give that one a go. That's correct. Well done to everyone that got Avatar or the third one as CGI. Okay, I'm going through your answers. There's lots coming through. So we seem to have an overwhelming response of this one here, bottom left, as stop motion. So we're going to try that, which is correct. So well done everyone that got bottom left as stop motion. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a disagreement as to which one number 5 is. So we're going to try a couple. So someone said motion graphics for number 5, which is incorrect. Okay, top left, motion graphics. Incorrect. So someone's asking what CGI stands for. So that's computer generated imagery. So it's usually quite very technical, and usually involves quite a lot of programming actually. So the computer programs will automatically generate where the light hits faces, where the shadow should go. If you think about it, you have to do like a whole 3D animation of someone because you can get them from all angles. It's really actually quite complicated, and you'll get whole teams of people just working on things like making grass, and that'll be their whole job for a film. Or so I know someone that makes objects for video games, and their job is literally to make like garbage cans and street lamps for different video games. So that is quite a complicated job. Okay, top left, we've got traditional animation. Incorrect. So that means we've only got one left for top left. So top left is 2D. So well done to everyone that got 2D for the top left. So we've only got 2 left now. And hopefully this is getting a little bit easier. So quite a lot of you have said bottom right, traditional animation, which is correct, which means that the last one here is motion graphics. So well done, everybody. That's really hard. I'm not expecting you to get all of this right. I didn't know this before I started researching. But just to give you an idea of how many different types of animation that there is and the different skills that might go into each one. Okay. So today we're going to be talking specifically about stop motion animation. Now, has anyone heard of stop motion animation before? Do you think you might know what it is? So it's quite a popular one, especially with like children's TV and children's movies. So you will probably have seen different examples. And what we're going to do now is watch a quick video on what is stop motion animation and how people make it. So teachers, if you could make sure the sound is sorted on your device, I'm going to start playing in a second.
Oh, somewhere deep inside of these bones, an emptiness began.
Stop motion, sometimes called stop frame, is an animation technique that's existed for over 100 years. Filmmakers realized early on that they could create amazing illusions by stopping and starting their cameras. Objects, clay, puppets, and even people can be animated. The principles are always the same. Place something in front of a camera and take a picture. Move it slightly and take another picture. Do this a bunch more times. When you string these images together, the object appears to move. Typically, 12 frames create 1 second of stop motion animation. By varying the amount you change the object between frames, you can make it appear to move slower or faster. This is the most basic principle of animation. Puppets are a little more complicated to animate because they have so many moving parts. A puppet must be flexible but able to hold any pose for an extended period of time. Inside is a strong skeleton made of aluminum wire or specially engineered joints. This is called an armature. Even a puppet's clothing usually has wire in it so it can hold gravity-defying poses. Most puppets can't stand by themselves. They must be screwed to the set or supported by a rig that is digitally erased later. Some puppets are built with mouths that can open, but many aren't. To get the fullest range of mouth and facial expression, replacement parts are often used instead. This can be as simple as using stickers for the mouths, or as complicated as swapping the entire head with a new one. That's how Jack was able to sing and change emotion in The Nightmare Before Christmas. Recent films like Paranorman and The Box Trolls have utilized 3D printing to create thousands of replacement parts. In fact, a lot of technology is used to aid in production, such as digital SLR cameras and software like DragonFrame. This software allows an animator to capture images directly to a computer and play their animation back instantly. This is something early animators working on film never dreamed of. But you don't need to invest in all of that technology if you want to make stop-motion animation. Like most things these days, there's an app for that. Vine, for example, has become a popular tool and distribution platform for stop-motion production. Stop-motion animation may be an antique medium, but most people agree it's only gotten better with age. For the latest in stop-motion animation, check out Mashable's latest coverage. And don't forget to watch the other videos in our Mashable Explains series.
Okay, so hopefully you caught all of that. But to sum up, stop motion is a very special type of animation where you take lots of different pictures of what's going on and then change the scene very, very slightly in each one. And that gives you the illusion of motion or movement. So there's some pretty famous examples of stop motion. Can anyone think of any? So we had a couple in here. So we had The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is a really cool one. Coraline, yeah, really good. Wallace and Gromit. So Wallace and Gromit is probably the most famous one and probably the longest running. We've got Chicken Run, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Shaun the Sheep, yeah. Oh, some really great suggestions coming in. Postman Pat. So SpongeBob is actually a really interesting one. So I think SpongeBob is actually a 2D animation, but I can see why that would give you the impression. In the Night Garden, Pingu. Yeah, Pingu is a great example. Great, so thank you for your feedback. There's so much that you can do with this medium, and you can probably imagine how difficult it is. So been looking into Wallace and Gromit, and they did a small 1-minute advert for the National Trust, and it took a full team of people 3 weeks to create 1 minute of advert for Wallace and Gromit. That's a huge amount of time and super technical. And Wallace and Gromit actually create a different model for every single shot. So they have to have really, really skilled model makers to create lots of different models that are only very slightly different so that they can piece them together. Yeah, Bob the Builder, Pingu, yeah, there's lots of different ones that are coming through that are really great answers. So you've probably all at some point watched something that has been made with stop motion animation. Okay, so what we're going to be building up to in this session is for you to create your own 5-second clip of an advert or a trailer using stop motion animation. So we're going to give you all of the tools that you need. You're going to be completely prepared by the end of the session to go away and make your own stop motion film that's 5 seconds long. So the very first thing you need to think about is decide what your advert is going to be for. So this is the most important part. You need to, before you start with your film, you have to plan it really carefully because it takes a long time and there's a lot of resources that go into it. So you want to be as prepared as possible. So you could be advertising a new film, selling washing powder, tea bags, pens. We've had people advertise chocolate bars. I've had someone do one for Wally. There's all sorts of things you could make an advert for. So you're going to have to think about what it is that you're actually going to advertise. I then want you to come up with a synopsis. So this is like a summary of what your film is going to be about. So this needs to include what product it is that you're going to advertise, a description of your characters, and characters could be anything. You could turn a box of washing up liquid into a character if you wanted to. You could have a banana as a character. Just think about what characters you want in your film. And be realistic as well. So your characters, you're either going to have to make them out of something that you've got around and about in your home or at school, or it's going to have to be something that you can draw. So think really carefully and realistically about what your characters are going to be. And then you need you to write a script for your characters. And when I say script, I don't mean word by word, play by play, exactly what's going to be they're going to say. I just mean a kind of like a directions of what your character is going to do. So is your character going to jump on the table and do 5-star jumps? Is your character going to talk to someone? Think about what your character is going to do. So because we don't have much time, I'm going to give you maybe 2 or 3 minutes to think about all of these things. So you're going to have to be super speedy in your idea generation, but that usually creates some more wacky and fun ideas. So I'm really excited to see what you come up with. So you can work with the people next to you if you want to. Teachers, it's completely up to you how you want to organise the groups if you want groups. But I'm going to give you 3 minutes to come up with these 3 things. So remember, I need you to come up with the product that you're going to be advertising. I need you to come up with a description of your characters, and I need you to come up with a script for your characters. Okay, you're going to have 3 minutes. Off you go. Okay, you've already had half your time, so you've got 1 minute 30 to come up with these 3 things. Okay, and that is your time up. Well done, everybody. Wrap up your conversations. Put your pens down and face the front again. That'd be brilliant. I'm really, really intrigued of what ideas you've come up with. If you want to share any, please do put them in the chat. I'd be really, really excited to see. And I'm sure you've all used your brains super hard to come up with something really fun. Okay, so what we're going to do next, a carrot for a carrot cake advert, brilliant. That sounds like it'd be really exciting. Self-peeling banana, oh, great idea. Mars bar character. There's some really good ideas. Calculator advert. Coca-Cola. A rubber called John. Stickmen. So yeah, stickmen are really, really easy ones that you can do yourself. So really helpful. If you want to like draw one yourself, you can use things like stickmen. A pencil that can fly in space. Tesco cheese character. Not sure why specifically Tesco, but I like that. Zombies dancing. Magic dough. So yeah, using things like Play-Doh is really, really useful for stop motion. Yogi yogurt. Oh, someone's doing an advert for Black Hawk Down. Amazing. 5 PPs doing a ballet dance. Okay, there's some really good. I'm going to have great fun reading this. Okay, so we'll go on to the next step in planning your advert. So one of the really important things when you're thinking about filming something is looking at camera angles. So looking at whereabouts the camera is going to be, how you're going to frame your shot. And that's going to have a big impact on your film and the emotion that you're portraying in your scene. Okay, and so to give you a little bit of inspiration, I've got some clips here from different films and different types of camera shot. So we're going to do a little bit of a quiz again. So what I want you to do is see if you can pair up which clip goes with which type of camera shot. And we're going to do this super speedily. I'm going to give you a minute, which isn't long for all of these examples. So I'm going to give you a minute to really quickly look at these and try and match them up. Your time starts now. Okay, and that's your time up. So I warned you it would go fast. So let's see what we can do. So we've had a lot of shouts already for the Harry Potter shot to be over the shoulder. So let's give that a go. Yep, correct. Well done. So lots of people have said that this one is the bird's eye view. Let's try that one. Excellent. So we've got close up for this one. Let's give it a go. That's incorrect. Okay, Batman low angle. Amazing. Okay, lots of people have said that top left is close up. Yeah, brilliant. Any more ideas? So we're starting to narrow it down, which is great. So someone said that number 2 is the long shot. Let's give that a go. Yeah, well done. Okay, lots of people saying that the bottom is point of view. Brilliant. Okay, let's try this top one here. So this one here with Frodo in the ring, which one do you think this one is? Okay, high angle. Amazing, well done. So that leaves us with 2 left. So which one do you think the left one is? Okay, lots of people are saying correctly. That is eye level, which means that the last one is medium shot. So really well done, everybody. Again, that's like a pretty tricky quiz, so well done for those of you who got some right. So looking at these shots again, you can see how the different shots give you different emotions and different feelings. So the bottom one, that's very personal and intimate, and you can imagine that you're part of the scene. Whereas some other ones, maybe this one, the Harry Potter one, you're kind of just an observer. You're kind of like creeping in on the situation. So that can really help give emotion and drama to your shots. So it's really important that you think about camera angles when you're planning your film. Okay, so next, and the final activity we're probably going to have time to do today, is you're going to plan your storyboard for your advert. Okay, so what you're going to do is break up, if you've got a piece of paper, break it up into 6 sections. And then what you're going to do in each box is draw a sketch of what you want your shot to look like. This does not have to be super arty or brilliant or perfect, just a really rough sketch of what you think your shot will look like. And that includes the camera angle. So it's really important to say what angle you want that shot to be in. A really brief description, so just a couple of sentences or words saying what is happening in that shot, and then any dialogue. So if your characters are actually going to talk to each other, if you've got multiple characters, pop in here exactly what they're going to say. Now this is the most important part of planning for your film, because this is how you're going to make your actual film later. So this is a bit where you work out how it's all going to fit together, whether you can fit it into 5 seconds, what it's all going to look like, and what emotions you want to bring out. And emotion is really, really important in advertising. So really think about how you want the people watching your film to feel. Okay, so just a reminder, we're going to do a really quick storyboard. So you're going to have 5 minutes for this. You're going to do a quick sketch of your shot image, your camera angle, a brief description of what's going on, and any dialogue. Okay, and I want you to do maybe 6 boxes for your 5-second film. Okay, I'm going to give you, some of you already started, so I'm going to give you 4 more minutes before we wrap up. So really, really quick storyboarding. Off you go. Okay, that's half your time. You've got 2 minutes left. Make sure you're filling out all 6 boxes. Okay, everyone, your time is up. Finish up your discussions, pop your pens and pencils down, and turn back to face the board. I appreciate that was a very short time to storyboard in, so well done for all of your ideas in that time. Okay, so I'm really excited to see what you've come up with. So if you want to share any, please do. But we're going to move on for now. So now you've got everything you need to create your own stop motion animation. You've got your synopsis, your storyboard is ready, and now all that's left to do is take the pictures. So this is something you're going to have to do in your own time because we've had to do a really short session today. Oh my word, what a brilliant storyboard that's coming up. Is that a turtle? I don't know what it is, but it looks great. I'm excited to see that. Thank you for sharing. Brilliant. Okay, so we've made this video that gives you step-by-step instructions of how to do a stop motion film and also gives you an example. So we've got someone from our team giving you step-by-step. So what we can do is share the presentation with the team to distribute with you, and then you can go and watch it in your own time and make your own films. Or we've got something else coming. Brilliant, that looks really fun. Amazing, there's more coming through. Oh, we've got a love story there. Amazing. Thanks everyone for sharing. So just quickly, if you enjoyed this, if you had lots of fun, if you like this kind of thing, then here are different university courses that you might be interested in. So these are some that we offer at Oxford Brookes, but different universities will do lots of different things. So art and design, fine art, graphic design, photography, film, digital media production. And then also, if you think about it, there's going to be engineers involved in this sort of thing. You're going to need script writers, so people who are really good at English. You're going to need maybe like makeup artists. There's all sorts of different jobs in this industry. So it's not just like the arty subjects. Okay, so if you ignore the link, that is it from me. So I really, really hope you enjoyed the session. Please do fill in the polls that Rosie is sharing. That'll be really, really useful. It's been really fun to work with you all, if a little bit mad with this number of people, but I hope you had lots of fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here today, Emily. I think that was a great session. Students were really engaged, so thank you, students and teachers, for really engaging in the presentation. I have just put some polls in the chat. Please do go ahead and fill those out, and you can just answer with the majority of your students. I'm also just getting a feedback form that we would really appreciate if you filled out, as well as sent along to your students. I'm just going to put that in the chat here in just a minute. And then lastly, we have our Accelerator Week coming up, which is, we have a lot of exciting companies coming in through next week to discuss how their curriculum relates to current jobs and careers. So if any of your students are interested in attending that, I'll pop the registration link for that in the chat as well. So once again, thank you so much, Emily. Just give me a minute to get these feedback forms up. It's just taking a second to load. And yeah, thank you so much for being here.
If anyone wants to share their storyboards, or if you go away to make your videos and want to share the finished product, please share with the organisers, or I'll pop our email address in the chat too that you can send to. But thank you, and I hope you had lots of fun.
Thanks, Emily.